As DC fans, we got some great news earlier this week when DC and Warner Brothers announced that their new membership service has a name, DC Universe. In this video, I'm going to be talking about everything we know so far about DC Universe and everything that we wish we knew. So stick around. Hello friends, welcome back to the show. So glad to see you once again. And if you're new here, thank you for stopping by because I am a huge DC fan. I've always been a DC fan. I grew up with DC Comics and DC heroes like Batman and Superman. And so, like you, I was really excited to hear this news about this membership service. Now, granted, we don't know a lot about it so far. We have a name and there's a landing page. They've also announced a couple of shows. To me, it sounds like they're calling it a membership service. It sounds very much like a streaming service, like a Netflix or a Amazon or a Hulu. And with that comes original content. We've heard previously about Titan, the live-action Teen Titans show, which I guess this is going to be sort of their flagship product. And we've seen these publicity photos, which I thought looked really good. And then now we're seeing these kind of hidden camera on-set photos that are rolling in, and they're getting mixed reviews. And I'll agree, they do not look all that flattering. But the thing is that with a lot of these set photos, all we're seeing is actors in costume slumped over, eating a hot dog. Well, they don't eat hot dogs on set typically. A salad or some seaweed chips or something, and it's not under the right light, it's not color graded in final edit, and all those sorts of things. So no, the photos don't look great, but I hold out hope. I think that Teen Titans is a neat story. I think there's neat things that they could do with it in a live action sense, and I know they got some of the guys from some of the CW DC shows. So I think it'll turn out better than some of the early reviews of the set photos are. They also announced that they're going to be doing a continuation of the Young Justice animated show. That's something that a lot of fans are really excited about because that was a really popular show before it got canceled. And I too was right along with you. I was watching that as it came out. Just hearing those two shows, I started going, okay, well, this seems like it's gearing more towards a younger audience. But then they announced their other two shows. One is an animated show of Harley Quinn, voiced by Margot Robbie. So I like that they're bringing in the talent from Suicide Squad and recognizing the movie franchises of DC, which may open doors for future things on this membership service. Who knows? But they're also describing this as more of an adult cartoon, something like The Simpsons or Family Guy. So I'm kind of interested to see what that's going to be like. If that means it's going to be more grittier and more prime time sort of animated, or if they're comparing it to Family Guy, if it's going to be more of an adult comedy sort of thing. Who knows? I guess time will tell on that one. And then their other product is Swamp Thing. There's not a lot of information out about that. If they do it true to what the comics were, and certainly the movies from the 80s, this is more of a monster movie. I mean, I wasn't always a big Swamp Thing fan, but I think that could be good. And it shows that they're attracting a wide range of ages and demographics with this, at least these first four shows. Now, I also read about a show called Metropolis that's supposed to be appearing on there. And I think that's had some trouble and it's been pushed back a couple of times when that was being released. And that has not yet been put on, at the time of recording this, that has not been announced on the DC Universe landing page. I read about it in a few different articles talking about this, so I don't know if that's still up in the air or where that sits with this. So that's really just about all we know up to this point about what this service is going to be, other than the little description that they have on their landing page, which says DC Universe is a first of its kind. Immersive digital experience designed just for DC fans. One of the many incredible things your membership will include is unlimited access to the following exclusive original series. So it's the line, one of the many things that your membership will include, that has me intrigued. This idea of it being a membership, to me, says more than just a streaming service. We heard earlier that Disney announced that they're going to be coming out with their own Netflix type service. And so they're going to start pulling back on their content, Disney content and Marvel and Lucasfilm content that is appearing on Netflix. And I think that they have a real strong chance of being a competition to Netflix. It doesn't sound like this. They're calling it a membership, which immediately I start thinking of like, a fan club or something of that, which kind of opens the doors to these other elements, which I think is really exciting. But the membership really has me intrigued. So I start thinking, what else could that mean? I would love to see that include some digital comics. Maybe you get a couple of different titles of comics digitally that you can read on this app or on online or whatever, however the platform is structured. Whether that be exclusive content that you can only get through this, or it's just back issues of other titles. Also, rather than just being original content, housing other DC shows, whether that be the CW shows are all kind of cataloged in there. But as you know, if you watch this channel regularly, I'd love to see Batman the Animated Series, just that whole library focused on there. I know that's currently on Amazon, but it'd be nice to see it housed in one place alongside with Superman and Justice League and Young Justice. It already lends itself because if they're going to continue Young Justice, why not have the backlog of the previous season? So I think of memberships like Loot Crate, which I'm a member of. So maybe as part of this membership, we get something physical, whether that be a physical magazine. Way back when I was a kid, I was a member of the WB Club, and I get this I loved getting that physical magazine with the puzzles and little articles in there and photos. It was great. I love that. So maybe as part of this membership, there is some sort of physical object, whether that be a comic book or a figurine or a t-shirt or something like that, a decoder ring or anything like that. To me would be appealing. And I would be willing to pay a little bit extra to know I get some sort of physical thing with this, rather than it just being, okay, I punch in my password and I've got access to this content on my TV or online or on my smartphone, whatever the case is. Who knows? Maybe there's space on this service to have shows talking about some of the great content that DC has come up with. Maybe a guy on there talking about Batman the Animated Series and remembering it, growing up with it as a kid. I don't know, just throwing ideas out there, DC. I think that all of that leads to that burning question. Well, how much is this going to cost? Unfortunately, we don't know that yet. They haven't said anything about price. But I think if there is a way for them to include all these different elements like I talked about, then why not have kind of different tiers? Maybe there is just a digital membership where you get this online access, digital comics. Then maybe there is, a bigger level where you get a mystery box in the mail or something physical that goes along with that. Maybe you get to see some exclusive content, some advanced content before it comes out. Get to see trailers of new DC movies a week ahead of people or something. I mean, there's the sky's the limit with this. But if you couldn't tell by now, I'm a huge DC fan, so I see a lot of potential. And, at the end of the day, if it is just a streaming service, I think that's still exciting. But when I see the word membership, my mind starts going in a lot of different directions. What would you be excited to see, or what would you be willing to pay for? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, then hit subscribe, because I have new episodes coming out every Tuesday and Thursday reviewing Batman the Animated Series. So keep your eyes peeled for that. As always, I'm Andy Knode. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon.